Attention, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Grand Rapids, Pittsburgh, Boston, Brooklyn, Baltimore, Philly. We're calling all you out. We're putting you all on blast. Do you have tickets yet for Mega64's farewell tour? Well, if not, get your tickets now. Mega64.com/tour. We are coming to your cities next month. Get tickets now for this all-new show, The Stage Spectacular.
Can you list off the cities one more time?
Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Grand Rapids, Pittsburgh, Boston, Brooklyn, Baltimore, and Philly.
Let's do it.
Get tickets now.
That's July. That's so soon.
Come
see us. Right around the corner.
Mega64.com/tour.
Welcome to the Mega64 podcast. Get your tickets to the Mega64 farewell tour coming to a city near you. And big round of applause for our special guest tonight, internet celebrity, YouTube god,
Yeah.
I don't know, king of videos,
Yep.
Twitch emperor,
Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep. Twitch monarch.
Jacksfilms.
Yeah.
Fellas. The honor is all mine. It is good to be on the Mega64 set, the podcast. It feels right. It feels really good.
I don't want to kind of step on your intro a little bit, but we all know, and we'll talk the elephant in the room. Everyone here, we're all kind of feeling the loss of Pat Robertson. Jack here's got a Pat Robertson tribute. Go ahead.
Thank you for the memories. Thank you for all the laughs and the tears you've given in your cinematic career. Loved you in the Batman.
No.
Oh shit. Okay. No. Oh
Christ.
Okay. Well, don't say that, Rocco.
Oh,
you can't say
sorry.
Christ.
All right.
No. It's someone.
No.
It's someone else. It's okay.
Different.
You know what?
What?
I'll take over
what?
from here.
Yeah, you got a tribute for?
Yeah, I got tribute
For Pat?
Yeah.
Theme song.
Oh, he got you.
You snooze, you lose.
I was
Yeah.
just ready for the build-up.
You got to be on that.
Yeah.
You got to be on that.
Got to be quick on the
Yeah.
draw.
But
Probably-
thank you for being here, Jack. This is we saw you at Creator Clash a couple months ago, or whenever that
That's
was.
right. Yeah.
And it was just like, why hasn't he been on the podcast? We kind of relatively know. I mean, we've been in each other's sphere, I guess, for
We're both
quite some
ancient,
time.
two ancient
Yes.
entities,
Yeah.
I'd say. You know,
Yeah,
and I mean
that's
that in like
Beyond
the
ancient.
greatest of respect.
Yeah.
you know?
When did you start? When
06.
06.
June
yeah.
06.
Yeah. So
you guys precede me by a few years, but I'm old for you too.
You're getting close to your 20-year anniversary as well.
I
It's
kind of
getting
am.
there.
Oh.
Yeah.
17 this month.
Right around the corner.
17 this month,
Yeah,
huh?
dude. Yeah.
Go see a rated R movie.
That's right. Yeah. Not much else. You can. Yeah.
No, but you can do that. So that's pretty cool.
Your YouTube channel could see a rated
yeah,
R
you
movie.
already
Right.
can. Good for you.
Well, I choose not to, but my channel
Okay,
can.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
choices.
I will
yeah,
not be seeing Oppenheimer for that reason. Cool.
we crossed paths at Creator Clash. By the way, we already talked about our excitement for Oppenheimer. Rated R. It's rated R.
Why is it
Yeah.
rated R?
So there's gonna be nudity, the
Nice.
F word. Finally,
yes.
I said this when we were talking rated R science for the first time ever in a film.
And honestly, and what I was most scared of is they wouldn't include the bomb fucker scene.
What?
And now
bomb
we're
fucker.
good.
I
You don't know about Oppenheimer's history? Okay, you'll see the movie.
I don't
You'll see
know. I read this article saying that like something about the audio with Oppenheimer, how it's going to like annihilate.
No, we were just talking about this.
Okay.
We got lunch and and there was an interview with Christopher Nolan where he's like, we want, we really try not to use any CG and, because this bomb scene should like physically hurt, like to see this.
Like
It's
how ominous is that?
What?
Whoa. Is it going to be the brown sound? In the
I don't,
theater?
that's what I'm wondering. I don't know.
Finally, we're overdue for the brown sound in Hollywood.
I
Yeah.
remember.
The flash is gonna be so bright, you close your eyes, you'll still see the screen.
Yeah, probably.
I remember being next door. I wanted to see the movie Independence Day as a kid, and I had to go see like, I don't know, George of the Jungle or some shit.
yeah,
not
so-
Independence Day.
I'm sorry.
And I remember being in the theater and hearing the theater next to it with the alien. They go,
Oh,
And I was like, what's happening in there? That was killing me.
Rated R
gonna be
Oppenheimer.
that.
The bomb's gonna go off. He's gonna put some sunglasses on and go, fuck yeah.
People are going to be in Barbie and just
Fucking did
losing
it.
their shit. Like, what's happening next door?
Yeah.
Atoms are splitting next door. That's what's
Yeah.
happening, Barbie.
The bomb was a success. Let's hit the strip club, boys.
Yeah.
What could it be?
And you see everything. Can't
Yeah.
wait.
I wanted a rated X Oppenheimer.
That's what I'm saying. I was
okay.
surprised R. Like,
NC-17.
just why stop there?
Cockenheimer.
Yeah.
You know that's the porno title.
Porn
You
parody.
know that's
It's
what they're
gotta
gonna call
be.
it.
Porn parodies of movies. Let's talk about our favorites.
SpongeBob.
Forrest Hump.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that
that's
was
the
a
only
big
one.
gag in the late 90s. Like every movie had a porn parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Zoomers today, they don't even know what those are.
No.
I remember, I think it was Eagles of Death Metal put out a video in like 08 where that was the whole music videos. They kept acting up movies, and then it'd be like, oh, the devil wears nada, or whatever. And I remember
that's
thinking,
it.
in 08, like, damn, that has run its course. It finally has.
Yeah.
So I'm glad 15 years later, bringing it back.
Time's a circle, man.
We're real old school here. Yeah, Jack, thank you for being here. How was Creator Clash for you? We already talked about our experiences, but what do you have any inkling to get into the boxing ring at all?
Absolutely not. I do not
Yes.
because I have seen what a little bit of head trauma can do to a person, and it's just not worth the risk to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what the fee is and the infamy and how many spectators are watching. It's just not for me because like one knock to the noggin can like really fuck you up.
Yeah.
I have no desire. But Creator Clash, to answer your question, had a blast. I'm I'm its biggest fan, biggest proponent of Creator Clash. I've been to both of them, and it just feels like. And I was telling you a little bit about this like before we started, but it felt like old school VidCon, and I keep, you know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
vibes.
I could see that.
It was just wholesome Chungus vibes, but it was just like really fucking just real. Like you could, fellow creators could talk to each other and just shoot the shit, and it was networking without any of the strings attached.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
It was just the best thing, and I'll be back for the third, fourth, and fifth ones for sure.
A lot of
Okay,
times
yeah.
it was like meeting people in the elevator. Like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then, like,
100%.
and that's how, you're right. Because like when you go to like a mixer, it's kind of forced and it's a little awkward. I'm terrible at mixers. Like I just find Garrett and I was like, I just gotta hide in the corner. And if you come to me, I'm happy to talk to you, but I'm not going out. That's just not who I am. But elevator, you're stuck and you have to. And that was nice about that for sure.
Like getting stuck in the elevator with fucking, I can't even think of an example of someone, but like,
Well, we were there with Hurley
oh sure, yeah.
and
One of the fighters.
one of the fighters.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like
Harley?
Harley, what'd I say?
His brother
You said
Hurley.
the character from Lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that Weezer album. Sean's been listening to a lot of Weezer.
I just am a huge Weezer head.
Numbers. They're cursed.
Sorry, Harley. I swear to God, I said Harley. I'm sure I didn't.
You
but-
guys got beef now. Time to box.
Oh, that is the last person I'm
There
gonna
you
fight.
go. Yeah, fight him.
I'm not fighting Harley.
That was-
I mean,
was
I
my
know he
favorite match of
lost,
the
but he
night.
had to fight an actual fighter
Yeah.
to lose. There's no other way
that was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
He got thrown out of the ring like what 3 times, and he kept coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Best
that was
entrance
crazy.
in the game too, I'll say.
Yeah.
Sean, would you box Michael Cera?
Now here's a would you rather.
Would I box Michael? I think I would box Michael Cera. Not many people on this planet. I'd box him.
Wow.
I would.
All right.
But
Creator Clash 3.
Heard it here
It
first.
happened.
It is.
Let's
There it
book
is.
it.
The lore has been established.
I wouldn't. I'm with you. I don't want to box.
So
Seeing
something
that-
about Michael Cera is
I just feel like I could probably win that one. No offense, Michael or Mike.
He's probably watching.
Mike
you know
Cera.
he's watching.
We have met one time, and I remember seeing him being like, "I could box you." I remember thinking that. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. Being
but-
there made me think like, I want to do this. I think I could do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. see,
Yeah.
I'm next to Garrett watching this, and the whole time I'm like, "Oh no,
Right.
no!" And Garrett's just like super into it, like that, you know.
I mean, you could
Laughing.
see the blood on the mat.
I know.
A
Literally.
little blood.
When we were on the VIP bus ride home,
Yeah.
we were sitting in front of a fighter, and I don't know her name.
I don't
But she just had her
remember
head like this.
She was not feeling well.
The
after her
whole
madhouse.
ride back to the hotel, I'm like, that sucks. I would never want to do this.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. You know, you got a headache.
Yeah, I heard I was
the worst case scenario.
That's as bad as it
Yep.
gets. I was in the elevator, not with a fighter, but with one of the fighter's trainers after the fight. And somebody else in the elevator asked, like, well, how's he doing? He's like, well, he got punched in the back of the head a couple of times. It's technically illegal in the fight, so he's very dizzy right now. Yeah, so hope they're all okay.
Yeah, still.
Yeah,
all
just,
okay.
it's a, maybe it's a little more than a headache. All right.
Would you box Michael Cera?
Oh yeah. I don't have to think about that.
Would you box Harley?
No. No.
How about Hurley?
He's well now Hurley.
Shut up.
Yeah. Not Harley.
Would you box Jack Patillo?
Oh, from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
How
Because he's probably watching.
tall is Jack? Jack's got reach on him.
I think
He's
you're
about
about the
si-
same height.
Yeah, we're probably about the same height.
Yeah, it's probably evenly matched.
Just say yes.
Yeah, I'd box Jack.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course you
okay.
would.
All right.
Just say yes.
Just say yes.
Okay, I'm not going to go down the list.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can move on.
Did you
Jack's
use,
trying to dig me into a hole. I know.
you brought up that it was like old school VidCon. Did you used to go to VidCon a lot?
All the
Was
time.
That, oh, really?
So like I've been to just about every VidCon from like the second one ever in 2011, I want to
wow.
say,
Oh,
all the way
went
through
far
to like
that far
2019.
back, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I loved it. But like, so I got to see it at its almost at its genesis when it was just in a hotel ballroom.
Wow.
And it was like
Yeah.
near empty, right?
Yeah.
It didn't take up any convention center. It was just in a hotel ballroom.
Wow.
Not a lot of people went. There were barely any like booths, like merch booths or what have you.
Yeah.
And then over the years, it slowly but surely grew and then multiplied and then became this behemoth that needed an entire convention center to contain it.
Yeah.
And then Viacom bought it out and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It still happens though, right?
Yeah.
I went
no,
once.
that's-
Did you ever go?
No, I never went.
We went to a party once. We kept thinking like, I don't know if it's our thing, and I don't know. It was always kind of like hard for us to get into for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then we did get invited to a party once. It was just like, well, at least come to this VidCon party, and at least you can like network with everyone. And then we went, and it was like all younger channel. It was like, oh, I don't know what anyone here is, and I think there were a lot of big YouTubers, but it was like no one that we knew. And then we ended up meeting Greg from Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
Was there, and we just talked to him the rest of the night. And I recognized him, and I recognized What the Buck was there. And that was the only people that I actually knew who they were at that thing. So yeah, what favorite What the Buck video? Do you have a favorite what the Buck moment?
I do. Favorite video was probably newscast number 130.
Yeah.
Like he really comes into
That's
his own.
when he really kind of hit the like, damn, this guy is giving us the
When he
news.
opens with what the buck, it takes you
Yeah.
by surprise,
Damn.
especially in that video.
I'm so on that page.
gamers,
dude.
check it out right now.
Check out
number
What the Buck
130.
130. Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks about Miley Cyrus because she just put out her
Right.
first song.
Damn.
Right.
He should box next Creator Clash. Bring him back.
Yeah. Get What the Bucked up. No, but anyway, that was the only thing we did, and we split really, really quickly. But I kept thinking like, we should go. And then finally, by the time it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe this year we'll do something. It was like, oh no, it's like TikTokers under the tightest security. That's
Dude.
all it is. It's like,
Okay.
okay.
So So there's another convention called Playlist, and that was almost always in Orlando, Florida, like in the spring or something. It became like a VidCon alternate like convention or whatever for
Okay.
YouTubers. And that was like the more chill VidCon. I really enjoyed that because it was just more like laid back. It was like, yo, VidCon's gone corporate. I'm going to Playlist. It was like a cool one.
I did notice that.
And
yeah.
then one year, it was the year that the TikTokers took over. And that was the oldest I ever fucking felt.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And
Yeah.
I haven't been since. It was rough. It was 2020 actually. It was like February of 2020.
Oh, wow.
Days before the thing.
Yeah.
But like it really made me feel like a granddad
Yep.
in the worst way.
That was how we felt at that VidCon party. We were just like, oh no.
The new format dropped and we all aged.
Every time you
yeah.
join a social media, they ask you like, you prove your age. Are you 13 or older? You have to be 13 and have all social media and stuff. I want a TikTok where you have to be 35 or older.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Sign me up for that.
Old person social media. And then we just get the real hot takes.
I think it's called Facebook.
Young people can sneak into Facebook. You have to like verify, like put your ID in there,
Okay.
your
fair
passport.
Yeah.
That way, yeah. That way I feel relevant still.
Meta needs
know?
your social security number or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so I never actually went into the actual VidCon convention. I don't think any of us have. I think maybe Eric went once. Oh, you went once?
I was hanging out with some Rooster Teeth people that actually like had panels and stuff there, like Gavin and Barbara and Bernie and stuff. So like I ended up getting kind of snuck in and like getting to see what was going on. But it was also like where I did not know anyone, you know, and it was a lot of younger people like very excited, you know, about vloggers or something.
That tracks.
All I was going to say.
But it was huge. It was in a big convention center.
All I was going to say was the only story that I had heard from one of our friends. I don't know if he wants me to tell the story, so I'll be vague who it was.
Tell it.
But someone who
Tell it.
helps us with some of our behind the scenes
it was Kevin.
digital work said he went to VidCon once because he was he works on a lot of websites and stuff, and he was hungry and got a corn dog and ducked into a room to eat it. Like, oh, there's some panel going on, I'll just sit in here and eat a corn dog. And it was Onision's panel, and he went, excuse me, that's murder, leave now.
Oh, what?
Like, yeah, that's meat is murder, get out. And that just made me laugh so hard.
It's like Morrissey.
Poor guy just sat down to eat a corn dog, and suddenly the guy on stage, excuse me, that's murder. Oh, okay.
I mean, not even Paul McCartney acts that way, right?
I wish he did. Wouldn't his concerts be cooler if he did? Excuse me, I just saw I saw a burger on the front row. I'm gonna kick his fucking ass.
What the fuck you doing?
You know what you did, didn't you?
Fucking murder, mate.
Onision the Protector.
Well, Onision, that's good for him. I'm proud.
I actually this is speaking of, but I replaced him as the roommate 10 years ago. Wow. I used to live with two other Twitch streamers now. There's Sushi Dragon Stefan and Vincent Sear. So both big Twitch guys.
Yeah,
right. The three of us lived together in like Woodland Hills for 2 years, and like I like Onision was leaving, and I came and I took his place.
Legit, like streamer house, like content.
It wasn't. We helped each other film stuff. Like we helped each other out and like would film each other's like bits and videos and shit. But it wasn't like it wasn't like a TikTok house or like a streamer house.
Nothing like that. I mean, this almost predates that. Is what
it really did.
Like,
yeah.
Which is cool.
We just helped. Like it was really like we were all young in our like early mid-20s, and we were just down to like hang and
collaborate
all the time.
That's awesome.
It was a really good like healthy.
That's the perfect like early 20s. That time period was when we were like, just basically first got our first studio. And hang out.
Yeah. Record like personal channel videos till like 4 a.m.
Oh, help me with this.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like,
I remember Sear though. That's I didn't know that you lived there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're good dudes. Yeah. And it was just like it was just that energy. It was like early 2010s energy of like, let's just go out and do something fun. Like let's just like film like I got an idea for video. You guys down? Yeah, of course. They never said no.
Yeah.
Just good times.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
So what kind of stuff are you you stream now. What exactly are you streaming the most right now?
Right now, I'm like hyper focused into this like AI stuff. So what I've done is I've with the help of one of my very talented editors, Kayoya, we kind of built like this clone of myself. So like the way that the stream is set up is that I'm on one side, like real live me on one side, and then this bouncy little PNG file of me that blinks every so often is on the other side. And I've cloned my voice as much as I can using some software like 11 Labs. And so, I've connected the voice to ChatGPT.
Okay.
So what we do is we ask the Twitch chat, like, what should we ask my clone? Or like, what should he act out? What should the prompt be? Write an epic rap battle of history, like whatever. And oh my God, there are nights where we're just like crying. I'm just crying, laughing for hours because the ideas, like, first off, it's hyper unpredictable. And you never know how this chat GPT entity is going to respond to a crazy ask. Like, for example, summarize the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, but in gamer speak. And so oh my God, he just opens with like, well, the Poggers president Lincoln was blah, blah, blah. Sheesh. And like, oh my God. It broke me in the best way. So that's what I'm having
that's such
so
a
much
cool
fun.
use for the chat GPT. Because like I haven't really found much of a use for it other than like we wrote some pretty funny poems with it, but like I haven't thought of anything like that. Integrating it into, your voice too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's always off. Like it doesn't really sound like, sometimes he sounds like me.
Yeah.
And then he'll just say a sentence with a very weird inflection.
You have to record your lines into this program?
Yeah. So I just gave it like samples of me reading.
Podcasting or does it have a set of dialogue? Like, hey, read this into
So
me.
it doesn't give you specific like subsets of dialogue. You just kind of have to guess. So I just recorded like 10 minutes of me just like either talking off the cuff or like reading off the fucking Gettysburg Address.
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah. Like it just needs your voice, but it kind of needs,
and then
like,
it can be the close enough imitation of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's still off, but that's what makes it charming. That's what makes it funny is that it's like, that's not really what I sound like.
Yeah.
But you never know.
It's weird because that's what it's off now. But in 5 years, it probably won't be off.
Right.
It will be perfect.
Maybe
I say less than 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 1 year.
5 weeks.
Damn,
yeah,
dude.
exactly. And that's the thing. Like we wrote our end of our Todd and Aaron video this year with AI.
Right.
And then we reacted with the AI said. And that was the first time I had ever used it.
Yeah.
And just to see where it's come from December to now, it's like, what is it going to be next December?
Right.
Like it's a little scary. It's doing so much and it's so quickly like evolving.
That's how fast it is too. Because like, so like on my little thing that I do, like I'll literally ask it a question, just like using a microphone. Like I press a button and it converts, my speech to text, obviously, to Chat GPT, and it answers really quickly too.
Yeah.
Like there's very little downtime.
But
it's like having a conversation with the person.
It's got to go out to the internet and come back.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's still pretty damn
still
good.
fast. Wow.
Yeah.
I love ChatGPT. Just going to throw that out there. I love AI.
Yeah,
so many people are
so
like
fun.
afraid of it, and I mean, I'm honestly afraid of it too because it's making like every job irrelevant. Especially like as entertainers, I always thought like, well, nobody can replace entertainers, but I think AI will replace entertainment like really soon. Like in the next few years.
Here's why I'm not too afraid of that. Like I'm not too scared of AI. Like yes, it's going to replace and render obsolete loads of jobs.
Yeah,
and that's no one's arguing that, but. So did like you could make the same argument for like when the camera was invented, did that put painters out of work? Or when when the iPhone came out, this is a different example. When the iPhone came out, it immediately rendered the BlackBerry and all other smartphones like it obsolete. However, it also introduced the App Store, which brought in and brings in like trillions of dollars and gazillions of jobs. So AI is going to make a lot of stuff and it'll make some professions obsolete, but I think maintaining AI, that's going to create a whole new field of jobs, a whole new economy. So that's why I'm not too scared. Like, I don't know. And by the way, it's still in its infancy. We're still figuring out like the best ways. Like ChatGPT is a fun little toy right now. Yeah. Right? Like I'm just dicking around with it, making stupid jokes, but as are tons of others. But at some point, I think it's going to be used for ultimately a good.
Right now I kind of look at AI though as when YouTube first started, it was the Wild West. You could pretty much do whatever you wanted.
Sure. Yeah.
There was no like ads yet. It was like it was fucking wild. And then corporations like, oh, what is this? And then they started like coming in. Oh, now there's ads. Now that will come into this eventually, where it's like, oh, you want to do a Chat GPT? Well, you gotta either become a Prime subscription member, or what you're gonna have to do is watch 5 ads, and then it's gonna be like not the best quality. It's gonna be a weird.
And they're gonna sneak in references to like McDonald's, like into your script every time.
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, it is very interesting, and to see like all this experimentation with it and see it implemented in all these new ways. I'm not afraid of it like replacing. I mean, we are having like a writer's strike in media right now.
Oh, I think it's going to replace entertainers.
Which is entertainers in general, or like entertainment.
So I think that
writers.
What you're going to see is the ability to deep fake celebrities who already exist.
We're getting there,
to the point where celebrities will never age out of being the like superstars that they are. Yeah. So like Brad Pitt will star in movies forever now. Even long after he's dead, so we'll just never stop having Brad Pitt movies. Right. And be like, well, why do we need new actors if we have like this whole lexicon, hundreds of thousands of actors who have already existed, who are already beloved, who already have fan bases?
Like Tupac's hologram.
I literally think you'll see corporations like buy celebrity likenesses to just maintain an individual celebrity as if it's a franchise. The way Disney bought Star Wars and is going to keep cranking out Star Wars content forever,
oh, shit.
Disney will someday buy fucking Johnny Depp or whoever and just make Johnny Depp content forever. And he'll become like Mickey Mouse, right? It won't be a real person. Maybe not Johnny Depp because he's fucking problematic, but you know.
Didn't
your point stands.
Didn't Bruce Willis do this? I thought like before he was diagnosed with, I don't know what I know he's not well, but I don't know what his, but I thought he did something like this where it's like, yeah, you scan me in, here's my voice.
Something like that.
Do what you want with it.
Well,
and
yeah. Go on.
I was going to continue because I was talking with people. I'm enjoying experimenting with AI.
Yeah.
Even just doing AI fake photo generation, what I like to do is generate scenes from movies that don't exist.
Yeah.
So one of them was like generate scenes from the 1985 film Godzilla versus Batman, directed by Ridley Scott, and it put out these insane pictures. I was like, I would fucking watch this movie. Like this shit looks cool.
It does.
And I realized like someday you'll be able to ask for that film, and it will generate like here's a 90-minute film, Godzilla versus AI, as if it's a 1980 like Ridley Scott movie.
It's almost like a custom film. It's like a one-off.
Just this week, I saw an ad for literally that. It's type in your movie scene that you want to see, and AI will generate the video content for it. And I had this conversation like 3 months ago, thinking like, well, that'll be 5 or 10 years down the road. 3 months later, like we're already seeing it.
Why is AI so exponentially growing? Because like all of this progress has happened in the last year.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Like
the
years
snowballing,
of progress.
the entropy of it that's how powerful of a technology it is that now
AI
it's growing.
self-generated.
But literally like we're all afraid of in Terminator 2.
This is like
it's
the
so
machines
fast.
taking over. Like we're watching it happen.
Yeah. Well, maybe it is a bad thing.
All I was going to say, though, was to what you were kind of saying with actors, like all that stuff. I mean, I still don't think enough people recognize that the new Star Wars streaming shows had Darth Vader and Luke in them. Like the newer streaming shows had them both show up, and they both had synthesized performances. They both like, I guess James Earl Jones did record some stuff where he's like 92 or whatever, but then they took that and synthesized the rest of his performance through that. It didn't sound bad. Now, Luke was a little robotic. Luke, you know, I really hope you can train with me. And what, you know, it was a little like, okay,
but
whatever.
In 5 years, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, but it'll be better in years, I'm sure. But Vader sounded pretty damn good to me. Like that, I didn't think like, oh, it's not him. It was. I'm listening to this just like, yeah, it's Darth Vader. I mean, they have the aid of making it sound a little more robotic, but no, sorry, you're gonna say.
No. I was just saying like the one AI that for me, like that movie idea is kind of cool, but like, someone took a picture of their living room and then gave it to AI and it's like, I want it to look nicer. Like, and then you could choose a style you want to look at, and then it just redoes the room and what it should look like if you wanted to go with this style. Like, not that I could use, you know, even for like a podcast set, like, you know, like we came up with
shopping for things that look like that picture.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is this? I like the idea of like, I don't know how to decorate. I'm not great at decorating like my house. You know, I don't know, but like, you tell me.
It really does give the layman now like a huge step up in professional, like, I don't know, arts and crafting. You know, like your average person that would have to contact an artist, pay a commission, can now get like 50 samples of something by paying like $5 to a website.
Yeah. And again, like I can do, like, I feel like you show me a picture, I can do that. I can recreate that. I just can't think of what to do.
Yeah.
No, the beta Photoshop tool, or like the new
Johnny showed us that
generative fill tool.
Dude,
that's exactly what you're describing.
Yes,
because I've been playing with it a lot, and that's like magic.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
like it's like Magic Eraser, but times a million. It's because you can type in text and it generates.
I tried it. It was a picture of me and I'm holding a hat.
Yeah.
And I just said like, oh, remove the hat. And it did. And then this is my hand, and all of a sudden, like, where, how?
And you don't have 8 fingers?
But no. And this would have taken me to Photoshop. It would take me 25 years to figure it, because I'm not
so much clone stamping and shit.
Yeah,
hours
but this
of that.
just did it in 2 seconds.
As far as I know, like I said, as far as I know, I think Adobe is using all that pretty ethically too, where it's like, you know, because there's always the argument with some of this stuff that it's like, oh, generate this, but oh man, it's clearly like aping this person's art, or it's using the. But I think Adobe stuff, it's like just pulling from their own library of they have a huge stock library and things like that, right?
People
as far as I know,
pirating Adobe for 20 fucking years. But when Adobe pirates people, suddenly it's a problem. Hypocritical, if you ask me.
You got a point there.
Bazinga.
Yeah. Well, so how long until your AI replaces you? That's the question.
Oh my God, days. You know, we're talking about exponential growth. I welcome it. You know.
Oh, okay.
I lean into it. Absolutely. I'm trying to get off YouTube. I'm too old. I mean, I don't know how the fuck you guys do it, man.
Well, let me tell you, we just did a 7-hour stream last week. I was exhausted.
I was feeling it
after that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. My mom's calling me.
Go ahead.
Such a good tune, though.
Yeah, I just hung up on her.
Oh,
I'm busy.
yeah. You know, I don't want to
Clearly
segue.
she's not watching.
Well, that's the thing is like I feel that I get calls from like family members all the time. It's like I literally have been busy on Sunday nights at this time for 15 years. Like for 15 years.
Figure it out.
Jack, we talk about this every week because literally, same with me. I just got a message like yesterday or the day before. All right, big family dinner Sunday, 6 o'clock. Meet us there. It's been almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
We really just the same day.
Just haven't learned yet.
Every week. Yeah.
Repetition.
So we ate our families. We just wanted to go.
We kind of had an AI experience. It wasn't that, but we had our chat right video for us. And would the AI have done better? Would they have done worse? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
AI would not have written in hyper-realistic panic attack. There's no way. It's
right. That's the human element.
That really was.
And you could tell, you know, a lot of, I mean, I think all entertainment should have a realistic depiction of a panic attack.
Someone wrote,
I can't do that.
You posted.
What?
I'm embarrassed you posted it.
Yeah.
No, you guys should be proud. You should like wear that with a badge of honor.
Okay. You know, I've noticed that the views have stagnated on that video.
Yeah, what's
crime?
going on?
Yeah, I
You must be at 1 million by now.
I thought everybody was going to watch this great video that the chat wrote, but this is one of the lower performing videos we've done recently. And I put that on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not on us.
Yeah, we're counting on you to spread this around.
Wait, what did the title? What's the title of that video? It's like
Golem mukbang.
Okay,
Golem
in Subway bathroom.
Yeah,
do you think it would have or could perform better if it was something akin to chat wrote this video or chat wrote this sketch? I don't know. I
like your perspective as a former YouTuber, or as a fellow YouTuber, I should say. You have this insight that we have to think about too. It's like, how do you get the best views with the title?
But it doesn't work for me.
Oh, okay. No, but I like this.
I think
you shouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, I think that stuff's all irrelevant. You know,
at this point,
yeah, like a title will benefit your video like maybe 2%.
Okay,
you know, I don't think
it's not as important as it used to be.
A great video with a shitty title will perform better than a shitty video with a great title.
The one thing that is important, and you know it's a good video when this happens, is the thumbnail. And if you get on YouTube thumbnails, Twitter, then which we did, this video. As much as I didn't want to be Golem, as much as I really didn't want to do the panic attack or especially the toilet dip, I will say we did make it on the YouTube thumbnails.
It was worth it.
That was, you know.
I was like, and I didn't even, I wasn't even thinking that would ever happen. But then when I looked at it on YouTube and it was you as Gollum going like that with the Subway logo next to it, I was like, hey, this has a chance. And sure enough, it happened.
Living the dream.
So we made it. I said this on Twitter, but anytime one of our video thumbnails ends up on the YouTube thumbnails Twitter, that's like Olympic gold to me. That's like, no matter if this gets 10 views, whatever, it's a victory. So
I kind of went into that video when we were filming it with kind of the same mindset when we go out in public and film of, I don't want to do this more than once. I'm going to go as crazy as possible now.
Good on you.
To avoid to have this be an all-day experience for me. Yeah. This is terrible. So I try to go as hard as possible, getting the sandwich soaking wet and really just shoving it all in there with dripping water. It was disgusting.
I was saying earlier, though, my favorite moment, I think, of all of Mega64 Day, the day that, by the way, it was a day-long stream, or it was like 7 hours. You can watch it all on our main YouTube channel, Mega64 YouTube channel. It's all on there now. But my favorite moment, I think, of the entire day was Derek filming the video. He's behind the camera and getting in depth for a minute. Just like, well, it doesn't really make sense. If he opens the stall and he's yelling at you, then why would you? I didn't write it. Go ahead. You can just see the gear click over. I didn't write it. Go ahead. That killed me. I was thinking about that for days.
When we were coming up with content for the day, I was the one who pitched, let's have the chat write a video. And so for me, I wanted it to be pure. This is the chat's opportunity to write the video. I was actually getting a little upset when we were like influencing the chat. With, like, oh, I think this would be funny. Oh, I think that would be funny. It's like, cool. I don't give a shit what you guys think is funny. I hear that every day. I want the chat to write the video.
Yeah.
And so I found myself trying to influence the video, and I'm like, nah, this is not what this is about here.
We had Chat M64 write this video. That's what I call the.
I like that.
That's a good title.
AI. Yeah. It's not AI. It's LI. I'm not gonna say what it stands for though.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So it was I thought it was a really fun day, and that was it was an experience. I wouldn't be opposed to trying something like that again. It was such a wild thing to do. And I really was impressed, not to toot our own horn, but like, the chat wrote a video and within, 15 minutes, I'm just like Gollum and there's Subway on the table.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that was cool.
That's pretty good that we were able to come with it so quickly.
And the next week, the video was up.
The next day.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was wild. I got home. There was a 6-inch that we had on the counter that was untouched, no, into the bathroom.
Oh, a sub?
Yeah, and so I brought it home and I was eating it later that night. And Janie's like, "How are you eating this?"
This one wasn't in the toilet, honey. This one was safe.
How are
you
doing
guys
this?
were watching? I think it was the Apple keynote. And I came in to edit that video while you were watching that Apple keynote. I shouldn't even tell this story. I don't know. I'm going to reveal something too. I'm interested if you picked up on this. So I could hear you guys upstairs like laughing and cackling, and Johnny was sitting with me in the editing room, and he's like, every time I'm upstairs and somebody's downstairs in the editing room editing something, I hear the biggest bass drop.
So holy shit!
Hold on. So as a joke, I went on YouTube and I searched biggest bass drop song,
dude,
and I cranked the speakers up to 11 and I hit play on it.
Oh my god,
because
Derek.
there's a moment, if you watch that keynote, where it's like
Rocco asks,
we are going, yo, what the fuck?
What the fuck is he doing there?
Rocco asks,
what the fuck is he doing?
He's like, what is he? Someone want to tell him to turn that down?
Yeah, I was like, do we go down there? What do we do? I don't know what to do.
I'm like,
it was drowning out the fucking
show.
It
was like, my feet were like vibrating. It was so loud.
So loud.
Me and Johnny were playing. It was like some Indian like rap song, like Bollywood.
Oh, awesome.
And it was just like doom ba doom 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 doom. And we were cackling down there.
Okay.
We
didn't hear any cackling. We only heard and we were like, we have to like leave and go tell them. We don't know what to do. This is a problem. Like, what do we do?
Cool prank.
So
my
funny.
little prank.
Well, now we know. I like how you told us now on
the podcast.
On the air. Yeah, that's good.
I want to get a live reaction. So Jack, we were talking before the show started that you previously had a game show on YouTube.
I do, yeah.
It was a YouTube original.
Yes.
And you muttered something like how YouTube ruined your show.
Oh no.
Wait, what? Oh no, I missed this.
No. Oh geez.
Okay.
What happened?
What is this?
That's an exaggeration. But,
Okay, all right.
Or maybe
I'm
not. I don't
taking you
know.
out of context here.
So I had a YouTube. I was given the opportunity to do a YouTube original series called Yai Time. Yai standing for Yesterday I Asked You. Time,
which is a big series that you have. In case people haven't seen it, right? That's like an ongoing series.
It's like a YouTube series I've been doing since like 20.
Yeah,
and it's hundreds of episodes, loads of fun. And so YouTube was like, hey, let's turn that into like a YouTube original series.
Cool.
On paper, it sounds very cool.
Was there a big process to getting that approved?
It was more like just God. It was like what jokes would and wouldn't get approved. So like the way that the show worked was like I was the host and we had a few like YouTube celebs on as contestants, as players, right? And it was so the game show was like, here's a prompt, like, in 4 words describe, whatever, right? And so these 4 players would submit their text answers, and then we had like a small live audience vote on the favorite answer out of those 4. And then whoever got the fewest votes would get eliminated. And we'd progress until there was one winner at the end, right?
Okay.
Sounds simple. And it could be a lot of fun because you could have like fun, edgy answers. You could have some fun with it. But it's just like, no, but it's worth telling. I will say this. It got to the point where like we couldn't even say the word like alcohol or beer or a drink or something. It was, they had to like one of the contestants had to like neuter their answer to like apple juice when it like they very much meant like beer or wine or something like that. And that's when I realized, oh no, no, this is no longer my baby anymore. Because like I wouldn't really do like my show, Yai, has some like fun, you know, PG-13, maybe R-rated answers sometimes.
Oppenheimer level answers.
Exactly. Fuck
yeah.
Thank you.
Real Nolan stuff.
Real Nolan stuff. So that kind of hurt. And then I saw the first cut of like the final video. So there were like a few episodes. There were like 6 episodes, 4 to 6 episodes. I don't really remember, but I saw the final cut of the first episode that would go live on my channel, right? So that was another thing. So this is like, you know, this is my brand. My name's on it.
Yeah. But
so
they're editing the videos for you?
yes.
Okay.
Which is, you know, which is great, but but double-edged sword. They added a lot of zany sound effects.
Oh man.
Like slide whistles and boing and like you know, stuff that maybe a grown man wouldn't put in his videos. I don't know. And I don't want to like shit too much on the editing team and all that because it's a group effort, but like it was just this isn't my boy. This isn't my child. This is like
I do feel like sometimes with humor, you're not always on the same page. And if you're not,
that's true.
That is a problem. Yes. And not to say they're not funny, but maybe it's not what you're going for.
It wasn't right. So we were on 2 very different ends of the humor spectrum, and they were peppering in like emojis and emotes and stuff. And it's like, all right, maybe for someone else's audience, not particularly mine.
Yeah.
And so when the first episode inevitably went live on my channel, there was, as you can imagine, some backlash in the comments. I heard it loud and clear, and I didn't disagree with a word of it.
Right.
So,
you know, I do know that we have been in situations before where we have kind of got caught up in some kind of machine that we weren't prepared to be in.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, release this. And it's like, they're going to smell this out. They're going to know that we didn't do this. Like, we're not going to fool anyone with this, you know, whatever it may have been. You know? So I understand that feeling.
No, the viewers can absolutely suss it out immediately.
Sure.
You know, because of course they can. So, and that was my biggest fear.
Yeah.
And of course it happened. And then we uploaded the next 3 episodes. But it's whatever, you know.
Contract obligation.
100%.
Yeah.
And it was a great opportunity.
Hell yeah.
I'll say that.
Well, you just brought up before we went live, and I was losing my mind. A thing that I had not thought about in at least a decade was you were in the show that the Fine Brothers made called My Music.
That's correct.
Weren't you like a manager or something in it?
So my character's name, Rocco, was Intern 2.
Oh, okay.
So he's no manager.
All right.
Yes, I was. I did quite the opposite.
Yeah.
I was on the low end of that social work hierarchy, but that was a cool. So that was like a web series that went on from like 2012 to 13.
Yeah,
I think something like that.
Yeah,
and that was my first like, and really only like acting gig, I guess, because like that's not what I came out to LA to do, by the way. But like it was just one of those like, yeah, sure, I'll play this silly character.
Yeah,
for this fun, quirky show, and it was a cool experience.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like, you know, it was made for like I would say like maybe the tween demographic. If I had to pick like an age group. Another cool experience.
Yeah, that I could never gauge. Yeah, because again, I didn't feel like I was necessarily the audience for it, but I was always impressed by like the production of that. Like, the Fine Brothers like made it. It was like, this feels like a TV show. Like, you know.
So there was like that era where like YouTube gave a handful of channels huge budgets.
Oh, okay.
To do exactly that, to like make whatever a big web series or something like that. So the Fine Brothers were one of those huge channels. They had this awesome budget, so they made like a solid looking series. Like, you know, it was legit with catering and blah blah blah, all that stuff.
I just remember at that time there wasn't a whole lot of that, and I was just like, "Wow, this is like a real show. This is kind of cool." We were mentioning earlier too is we have our own history with the Fine Brothers where we didn't really pay it. I saw that, but we were kind of at a distance from them. I didn't really pay attention to what they were doing, and then when they had that whole thing about trademarking the word React or whatever that whole
React World
thing was, when that whole thing blew up, we made a video making fun of it. And then that was like an unexpected, that's one of the, you know, I'm sure it's happened to you where you like, oh, I'll just fart out this kind of video. Oh, that one is getting millions of views now. Oh no, I'm known for this now. That happened to us. We were working on a different video and just real quick, record something about the Fine Brothers thing. And then that was like 1 million views. Okay, 1 million. It's like, wait, what? And we were getting calls from like radio stations like, hey, so tell us how bad the Fine Brothers are. Like, talk shit. Like, what's like the worst thing you've seen them do? It's like, oh no, we're not like a drama channel. We don't We were just making a goofy video. It was weird. We're never at the epicenter of that kind of stuff, like YouTube drama or whatever.
Course, yeah.
So that was very weird. We're like, well, we're in like the video game sphere. I don't know what is happening right now. And so we ended up meeting and talking with the Fine brothers. It was like, no, we're not like mad or anything. It's just not.
And you were on a React, right?
We were on.
Yeah, and then they invited us. They were so nice, and they were like,
nice.
"Oh, you got to be on the YouTubers React or whatever." And
I will say
that was a lot of fun.
I've come across my younger kids watching a couple React videos.
Yeah,
I have not told them I've done that.
You're waiting?
I just want them to find it naturally. If they ever have come across it, that will be a cool thing. But they don't watch it every day. But they've seen a couple. They've seen a couple of them. So
that's gonna be great.
That was my cousin's kids. That was like I ascended after that.
Oh yeah,
they were just like, I just saw you in a React video. Yeah, you were there, and so was Tobuscus. like is it like so you met Jesus Christ? Kind of.
Right. Tobuscus is a big deal.
You know, it was just like, oh.
Derek and I, we were all asked to do it, but you couldn't go for some reason, Rocco, the last time we did it. And we went up and we filmed it, and I thought we did pretty good. Yeah. But they never asked us back. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they stopped reacting.
Like, where is main guy?
Where's Rocco
anymore?
That video came out, and it was us with Rebecca Black. And
oh wow.
Same thing. Like, you met Rebecca Black? I'm like, no. That's not how this works.
Is a different day.
But anyways,
they shoot them all in shifts. They had quite the system back when I was in those the YouTubers.
Yeah,
like it was a very strict yeah.
It was cool though. Like, I mean, we did it. How many times did we do it? 3?
Something like that.
We did it several times. It's a fun day. Honestly, it was go up to LA and do that for hour and be done. But it was good. Anyways,
it was just anyway. So we had our own little Fine Brothers story, but I just remember that series, and I could see you in it, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't thought about that in a long time. So anyway, my music revival, we're gonna get it going.
Let's go season 3 any day now, guys.
With the Fine Bros.
We're gonna get the AI version of you though.
Oh my god,
TNG.
Jarvis, write season 3 of my music. Thank you.
Is that your AI's name?
No, but I say it all the time. I stream. I'm like, Jarvis, please recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but in a lolcat speak. Like, it's just so much fun to pretend that you have a little Jarvis.
Back to the AI real quick. Yeah. I was gonna say, I think also that you have to be a little creative to come up with the prompts to give to the AI.
Totally.
Like what you were just saying.
Well, you could have the AI generate prompts.
That's I was actually just.
Can you do that? I never considered that.
You don't have a good prompt.
Dead.
Whoa. Never mind. Take it all back. We're all fucked.
Oh god.
Man.
Damn.
What are we doing here?
So.
I don't know.
The era of YouTube, like so much has changed. We've been around for so long, both of us. And I feel like we've gone through all similar eras, chasing different carrots, trying to, find success and, survive in this world. And by the way, I feel like you deserve kudos, like we do too, for making it so long, for still being around, because so many people have like fallen by the wayside.
Well, it's I don't know what to say, because I mean, like you guys, I look up to you guys because you've been making it before there was a fucking YouTube. But like
but you're just like 1 year behind us.
It's the grind, man. But like no, honestly, there are just I remember like the 2010 through 2015, I loved what I did. I loved making YouTube videos. I would pull all-nighters editing all the time and love it. I would never complain. It was just like, hell yeah, I want to make videos forever. And just ever since like 2019, 2020, there's been a bit of a flip where it's like, it's so tough. The motivation, a lot of that motivation for me, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but a lot of the motivation for me has kind of slipped by. And it's just trying to get that spark back. Right. So that's I'm having a lot of fun with this ChatGPT, AI, Twitch stuff. Like that's kind of my spark now, but like, who knows how long that's going to last. So it's all about like, towing the line between like what viewers want to see, like what people are going to click on so that you have some revenue, and versus like what will sustain you from a creative perspective, right? Like that's always the fight that we have, because you have to find some middleman. Like, you could go the Mr. Beast route and just study it on a purely algorithmic level and like do the research to figure out like what's going to maximize clicks and impressions and blah, blah, blah. Sure, you can do that. Or you could go the exact opposite and say like, no, I'm only doing this for me. I don't care if it gets 0 views. I'm going to make, my creative masterpiece is the way I see fit. So yeah, how do you like meet in the middle? And that's where, I mean, like I've been doing that for the last 17 years, just trying to figure out like what the fuck I can like live by, you know? And I have good days, I have bad days. So I used to have a rigid schedule, and now it's like, man, you get what you get. I don't know what to tell you. You know, like to my viewers, I love them, but it's like, you get what you get. I don't know. So I'm trying.
But I also think there's a degree of that helps. That's like part of the reason why you're still around. You know, I do think, I remember having that revelation when, this is going to sound funny, but it was early 2020, well, before it all shut down, of course, but we were at Kevin did like a bachelor party thing. We all went to, they had just opened up the new Star Wars ride at Disneyland. So we were there, and it was like, yeah, that's what we were all going to do.
We left the strip club to go to the Star Wars ride.
Yeah, we were like, okay, enough of this. Where's Kylo Ren?
We're about 9 drinks deep, all of us. Not me though, because I don't do that.
We went to a Star Wars burlesque show.
Yeah.
Oh,
they did it in the cantina at Disneyland just for us.
Yeah.
They're like, we normally don't have nudity here, but
for Kevin,
come up here.
Yeah.
Come up here. Anyway, but no, we were there, and I remember the plan was we're gonna stream. Like, let's stream like going into the new ride, like because it was during a week where we typically do a lot of streams. So it was just like, well, let's stream part of it. And then we just had that moment where it's just like, you know what, this is we're having a fucking day. This is like been the best day ever. We don't need to force content into this. Yeah. And I had that revelation that I'm like, you know, I think that's why we've been away. You know, that sucks. I'm sure people at home would have loved to have watched that. But I also think that's why we're still around 20 years, is that it's like, you know, we enjoy doing it. There are days you don't. There are days it does hit you like, oh man, what are we going to do? But, you know, we don't try to force the issue. It's just kind of like, you know, it's okay with like, hey, we have an honest thing with our audience. You know, it's like, here's what we're gonna do, and here's how we're feeling, and you know, and I think you kind of have that too, where it's, you know, you don't just burn through it because you have to, and
not anymore. There were certainly days where I was burning through it because I had to. You know, there are deadlines and sponsors and stuff, and there are just days where I just don't want to make the video, but I don't have the choice. It's got to go up. I need to think of something. Right? But like, recognizing that like not everything needs to be shared, you know, like that takes some kind of reasoning, you know, that you kind of have to be a vet to like realize like, oh, this is just for me, for us. Whatever.
Sure.
When you turn it off.
And that's the thing too. It's like, it's hard to explain that because when the camera's on, you're on. And not to say that like, this isn't who we are, but this is not like when the cameras are off, it's toned down.
It's a different energy.
It's much different energy,
100%.
you know? And like, and it's hard, I think for some people to like, they just think that's always this, but it's not, like, you know, and so like, to have there's a wall, you kind of sometimes have to be like, I'm on this side of it right now. I'm not going over there. I'm not doing it.
That's why, like, and what was it, a 6-7 hour stream that you guys did?
7 hours.
That must have been exhausting, not just because of the Gollum shoot, but because of like mental on. For that is exhausting in itself. You know, like I do a 3-hour stream where I'm on camera because dead air is your biggest enemy. You know what I mean? Like you can't have dead air. Otherwise, you know, viewers are like, oh, it's boring, you know, and they tune out. And it's so tricky to like always be on like, all right, guys, what next? You know, when I pause to read the chat, I'm so worried that like I'm being visually unstimulated.
Oh, I get that. Yeah. Totally.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, okay, what else?
We're a group too, which I think makes it a lot easier.
Totally.
Fair. We don't have, you know, one person here stops talking, the next person will start. And, you know.
That's what AI is for.
Exactly. And it is a 7-hour stream, but it's broken up into these different chunks. And we kind of build in breaks where, you know, we'll play a recorded video and grab some food, lay down.
Yeah, because sometimes, and honestly, a lot of that time is that like, there's a half an hour window. It's okay. We have half hour break and whatever, or like, you know, there'd be an hour long, us going to Nintendo World at Universal. But yeah, that was us just like, I went into my office and laid down just for a second. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone for 1 second. And then, cause I have so much more I have to do, but I need a break, you know? But if you're just solo, you know, that's.
I'm figuring it out. I'm trying.
Well, you're doing great. 17 years in, you're doing good.
You know, I find, does this ever happen to you? This happens to me when I have to do something by myself is I'll start getting in my own head while I'm performing. You know, it's like hour 2 and you're like thinking, is this even fucking good right now.
All the time.
Are you kidding me? Dude, that happens to me. That happens when it doesn't matter if I'm filming a YouTube video or if I'm streaming live on Twitch. The self-doubt creeps in very frequently.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you need that instant feedback of the Twitch chat, you know. Like I use it like, is this a thing? That's what I always ask myself. Is what I'm doing a thing? You know what I mean? Like, is going back to like making everything content. Is this content? And like I constantly the self-doubt's crippling too. I have struggled very like since like 2020, something happened where all of a sudden it's just like, I don't think this video is funny enough, good enough, etc. So I don't do it and it doesn't get made. And then it's this vicious cycle and it really like kind of cripples me. Yeah. So it's like, then nothing gets made, but then like, so when do I jump in with a new video? Is this a good video though? Etc. So it's tough.
That's the hard part about having been around for so long. I feel like this self-imposed pressure to live up to the things you've already done in the past. And, you know, because it's like, well, everybody loved this thing from long ago. How do I get back to that?
Right.
And it's really tough because I think viewers, I don't know how to put this, but like, we'll release a video and people will tell us it's shit. And it'll be like, okay, well, no problem. We'll move on. And then 5 years later, people will be like, no, that was the best thing you ever made.
Yeah,
so it's like
that does happen.
Yeah. So it's like, well, how do you recreate something when you made it, you were told it sucked. And then after people reflected on it for years and years and years, they later told you were never better than that moment.
What do I take from that?
Yeah. Like how do I continue to be good when it's like bad and good at the same time?
Yeah.
It's
worst constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Love that. I miss the old Mega64, but like 5 years ago you loved, or like, you know, like, I don't I'm trying to make a point, but
we hear that a lot.
Yeah,
I lost it.
For me, it's always I just have to trust, you know, just making stuff that I feel is good in that moment. People out there might tell me this sucks, but at least I'm happy to make it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's a chance if you find it funny, if you find it good, others will too, because it's a core thing. Like, it's a core tenet. Like, if you believe in it, then like chances are it's worth putting out there.
Yeah, and I do feel like we have the benefit of like we film something, and if like all of us are laughing, then it's like I feel confident in it.
100%.
Yeah, like what more can you do than that?
We're all laughing.
Yeah, we're all done.
You know, worst case scenario, then it's just us who find it funny. But we find it funny. So
I think that's how some of the things in the choose your own adventure style Golem video, I feel like those things we laughed hard about when we read them out of the chat. Those were the things that got voted highest for. Because, we said toilet dip and Derek busts up laughing. And then sure enough, 90% of the chat is voting
also,
for
it's
toilet
me
dip.
being like, please don't do that.
Yeah,
which I realize is like the last thing you should say is what you actually want to happen, because that's what,
that's what the chat's going to do.
The opposite or whatever. Yeah, like he doesn't want it, we're doing it, But fucking toilet dip, dude.
I still can't believe I was like, oh, did he like maybe fake that when I was watching the video? Like, I was wondering, like, oh, is this dude? I think he's actually doing that.
Well, I will say that it definitely didn't do a real toilet dip. If you watched,
we hit it in the cuts.
Yeah, it was in the cuts, but it was.
We had a stunt sandwich.
There was put a sandwich in there, and then exactly, threw that away, and then had a sandwich in a cup of water.
It was still
and
soaked
then
in
pulled
water.
it out.
Yeah.
It was soaked in water.
That's already.
But my kids, I didn't realize that they watched the entire stream the whole day.
Oh,
Becky stayed home that day and watched from beginning to end. Like, it was so sweet, so nice.
That's awesome.
But so then later, like, well, we want to see the video. Like, we watched the making of it.
When's the Golem video?
And so I showed them the video, and then they're like, but you really didn't eat the toilet dip, right? You didn't really do that, please.
Gross.
Do you have any things you work on behind the scenes that that you're developing or anything like that, or do you have any passion projects that you want to launch?
Well, yeah,
and maybe you can't talk about them.
There's one I can't really talk about right now because it's too early.
Okay,
and I'm trying to like work with other creators to get it out there. But it is something that I'm working on that I'm not putting too much stock into, like too many eggs in this basket per se, but like I think it could be fun. So that's and it's very boring to talk about if I can't even say what it is. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
But beyond that, I don't know. I'm just really like, I'm passionate about what I'm doing on Twitch. I'm loving the different energy I'm finding Twitch fun again.
coming from YouTube, going back.
And even just coming from Twitch too, because I tried doing a game show, like a live interactive game show just this year, at the start of this year on Twitch. It was like every Friday. I did it for like 9 weeks. So I had a different guest every week, and it was a lot of fun, but it was also a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it never really quite translated, you know, or I don't know, like people never really showed up, and I totally understand it. So that kind of like defeated some of my enthusiasm on Twitch. Then I just started streaming Elden Ring because I just got obsessed with that game, just like all over again until I beat New Game +7. I'm like, all right, I can fucking quit this game now.
Damn.
I know, too much. And now I'm enjoying Twitch all over again with like the weird experimental content creation kind of stuff.
That's great.
Like it's not streaming a game, not that I have anything against streaming games, but I'm having fun, like making a show.
Yeah.
And having more fun with the show than I did with the game show and other things. It's really making me enjoy being a content creator again. And it's been a while. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you toured like when, you know, we mentioned it briefly earlier, but you toured kind of around when we did our last Laugh tour in 2021. And you were doing, I think, the first leg of your tour.
Yeah.
What was the official name of the tour?
The official name of the tour was Yai Live Live. Because Yai Live was the Twitch show I did a few years ago.
Okay.
And then the tour version was just added an extra live to make it legally distinct.
But you made it like a game show like that. And you even had like tech where people could answer on their phone, like on their phones, they would get a buzzer like going
your
off.
show
really
sounds
cool.
impressive.
It sounded really cool.
So like what happened was I play host, I get up on stage and there's a big screen behind me and I say, all right, audience, go to this website on your phones. We're going to play this game. Here's your first prompt. And we see a big prompt behind me and it's like, fill in the blank. The average man thinks about blank every 10 seconds, right? So you can input everyone in the audience could input their answers on their phones live. It was like a big Jackbox game, but with like 300 people or so.
Whoa.
And so meanwhile, we had 2 people backstage in real time collect like the top 4 answers from the audience, like good, like with some edge, with some, you know, zest.
Yeah, they're curating the experience.
They're curating it, but
it's like if there's heinous shit in there, it's not going to.
And you know there was,
of course.
but so I was shocked. Like honestly, for like a family-friendly tour, I was shocked at some of the answers they picked. It was actually kind of incredible. So like, I would turn around like, all right, guys, here are your top 4 answers, and I turn around, I'm reading these answers for the first time, and it was just amazing answers. And then I say, all right, guys, here are your top 4 answers. Vote on your phones for the best answer. And then they pull out their phones again. They vote for a winner. And whoever got the most votes in the audience, their phone would ring like a restaurant buzzer, and we drag them up on stage.
Whoa.
And we did that for 4 rounds. So we had 4 people on stage. And then we did like the second half of the game show, which was called Are You Funnier Than a YouTuber? So that's when I'm no longer the host. I'm a participant.
Whoa.
And so it's like 5 of us on stage. And it's like a sudden death round where, like Yai time, where there's a new prompt, but only the 5 of us can answer. The audience votes for their favorite one, but whoever gets the fewest votes gets eliminated until there's just one person left. And it's either me or it's one of the 4 people I picked on stage. It was a lot of fun.
This sounds so cool.
Every show is different. We had different questions for every show. So it was wildly unpredictable. I never knew, like I'm just the host, so I never knew what to expect, you know, let alone the answers. It was a really good time.
I feel like, you know, when we went on tour, trying to explain to like the venues what we were doing was hard sometimes. And we weren't doing it, but I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I was just going to
through.
say the same thing.
Like
we kept showing up to venues and they had podcasts set up. They would just have a couch and a mic, and it's like, no. We have like costume changes and a song, and we have all this. And it was just like, what? How? So yeah, I don't know what the hell you did.
I don't even know how you did that.
Were there any venues where it was like kind of hard to do that show?
It actually wasn't, because the thing was, our show wasn't that like involved technically, because like everything was already, like the phone stuff that was already set up. Like the venues never had to do anything for that.
That's a good point.
We just needed lights,
projector, you know, lights.
Yeah. We need a projector screen behind me, but like every venue somehow had that. And we brought our own podiums, because everyone we dragged someone out on stage. We put them behind podiums. Well, we supplied the podiums,
right?
So we just needed like mics. It was very simple.
Oh, that's cool.
We had costume changes in our show, and that ended up being like almost a deal breaker in some venues. Like, you need to leave the stage. You can't leave the stage. We performed in like a small, it's typically a movie theater. It's a movie theater. There's no wings, there's no backstage. So it's like, well, where do we change? Well, you can go into the kitchen where we make sandwiches.
I literally was like half naked, and then some guy I'm just getting ketchup. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm almost done changing.
I was like, well, don't
my
mind me. I'm
God.
just taking my pants off in your kitchen.
I was in only boxers, and a woman came in. I gotta get this oregano, or they're gonna freak out. Like I need. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was awkward.
We need to call the audible on a venue that small next time and commandeer a bathroom.
I'm glad we did it. I really was.
It's
that
good for
was,
the story.
It was
Well, one of the
trip.
venues didn't even have a bathroom. Remember?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a
What?
fucking.
Oh, it had a toilet.
Wait, no. They
Okay, dude, let me describe this.
Kevin has a picture of it. Garrett has it.
We don't need a picture, but
He'll make
it's
the
better
picture.
in description
Jack.
here.
Yeah.
The green room had a room with like no door on it, and you go in there. There's no light. There's a red like heat lamp hanging, literally like a iguana's heat lamp hanging from the ceiling. And then the toilet is like on a 8-inch elevated box, like wooden box.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no door. I'm gonna sit on this fucking throne room, and then the toilet was like no seat on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Destroyed.
The
like,
best was the like rolled up bag of McDonald's.
Yeah,
still
oh,
propped
yeah.
against it
Oh,
for sure. That was the
God.
best detail.
I'm seeing a picture of it right now.
I tweeted this out
worse
as
than you can
promotion.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but like a couple weeks ago, I tweeted out promotion for our tour with just text over that photo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come
I
see
did
us on
that.
tour again.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
going to see, like,
genius.
did anyone
That's good
recognize the
marketing.
bathroom?
Yeah, jigsaw toilet.
we
That's
made
very
it
true.
work.
Yeah.
It was.
It was scary.
Perfect description.
But
But you have the experience though, because going on tour, like
Yeah.
you never know the next venue what you're going to
100%.
get,
No, it was wildly
and
unpredictable.
it's kind of fun. It's also like sometimes a little
Nerve-wracking.
nerve-wracking where it's like you
Yeah.
show up, it's like this isn't gonna fucking work. I don't know what we're gonna do here. Is this place opened? Is it abandoned? Like what? How is it? You know, it's a trip.
Are you going back on tour?
No plans to, but I would, like, if given the opportunity, I think I would. It was just a really fun, like, waking up in a new city every day was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
fucking cool.
I
loved that.
I truly didn't want to go the first time. I was like, I was scared, a little bit of stage fright. Also, like I'm leaving my family and like I don't know what I'm getting into. I can't wait for this one.
Hell
Like
yeah.
now that we're doing it again, buy tickets for July, everyone.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was like so much fun being in the van, then going to the show, doing the show, meeting the fans, and then like next day, oh, we're have a day off Dollywood. You know, like that kind of shit was like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, the days off
I
are fun.
can't wait.
But what I was gonna say, what I did say earlier, and I'm gonna say it here on get this on camera because it needs to be known. What really pissed me off about your live tour, I'll be real, I'm gonna say it, is how many people go. We're going to city, and I'm like, oh, I got friends in DC. Oh, they're I think they're coming to the show, and then like they didn't show up, and then we went to I forget what other city, and I had a whole group that I thought, oh, they're coming, they're gonna love this, and didn't go. And I'm like, damn, that kind of surprises me. They didn't even like kind of reach out to me. And then I would check Facebook and they're all at the fucking Jacksfilms tour. Check it out. Yay, live. We've got they had like the program or something. And I don't know what print goods they had in their hand. Like, it was the best show ever. I'm like, motherfucker.
So I just had to pay him. That's a secret.
Whatever it was.
I paid him in Yai merch, and they were like,
tickets.
yeah, we gladly accept. Yeah, and it
That was
worked.
pissing me. I happened like 3 different nights of our tour. I'm like, oh, this would be so good to see them. I had like family in another state and they went to your fucking show. So I'm done with this. So anyway, we're going to talk to the tour company. No more overlap.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
done.
Well,
Done
thankfully
with
not
that.
this time.
That's actually so weird. I lied to you. I'm touring in July.
Oh, come
What are your dates again?
Not
I think
Minneapolis.
it's, I'm going to Minneapolis.
Boston.
I'm going to
Oh,
Boston,
yeah,
Philly,
Brooklyn.
Pittsburgh.
No, we're doing
Not
that.
Chicago, I hope.
We're doing
Chicago,
We're doing
yep.
4th of July weekend in Alaska. Threw him
No,
off.
I'm not doing that one.
Threw
No.
him off the scent.
He'll fall
Sorry,
for it.
Alaska, we're not really coming to you.
He'll fall for it. That would be a cool
That'd be a cool show.
stop.
Right?
Alaska?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We're going to Canada for the first time. So,
It's
Yeah.
we're going to
International,
Vancouver, which I'm
let's go.
pretty sure it's so close to Alaska.
so close.
It's like down the street
I can see it from my backyard.
to Alaska.
Oh, anyway.
Well, why don't we wrap this up and go into the after show?
It's
Jack,
after show
thank you
time.
so much for joining us.
Do you
on this
think you want to
podcast.
plug or anything?
Anything?
Yeah.
Your
I just-
Twitch.
Is there anything you never get to talk about that you always want to?
You
No
know
one
what
ever
grinds
asks.
my
No one ever
gears?
asks you about. You have the stage.
Nah, man. I don't know. You can check me out on Twitch at Jacksfilms, but honestly, just watch Mega64. They're better. They're funnier.
Oh my
That's
God.
all I got.
Wow.
We don't have AI, dude.
Thank
We're
you.
living like in dinosaur times.
You don't stream on like a regular schedule, just whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, and it's usually around like 6 p.m. Pacific, which would be 9 p.m. Eastern. That's like
Okay.
generally when I stream, but like what days? It's not always the same days. Usually weekdays. I try to have the weekends, just with
Very
me and the
cool.
wife. But yeah, that's when I start. check out Jacksfilms on Twitch. We're doing a lot of weird AI shit. It's fun. I like sweat laugh sometimes. It can be a good time.
That's great.
Cool. Check it out.
Check it out. On our end, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching. As we said earlier, get tickets to our farewell tour coming to your state. We're coming to a lot of cities next month. Go to mega64.com/tour for a list of tour dates and where to get the tickets and the VIP, whatever you want to get.
Yeah, do the VIP.
Do the VIP.
We'll get you covered. Tonight is also the last night that you can get the Mega64 20th anniversary merch drop.
Ooh.
Shop.mega64.com. You can pick up any of the items we had for our 20th anniversary.
Graphic, you're all set, Johnny.
Look at that RE4 shirt. I
It's
love
so
that.
good,
Yeah,
dude.
love that.
Love that
We
shit.
got it all.
We're
gonna take you to our merch room after this and get you hooked up. We're gonna get you. You're gonna be swagged
It's
out.
gonna be
so
like
excited.
when Toys R Us did that. They had like you have 1 minute to win it or whatever.
Yeah,
You
run
can-
through with the
like,
cart.
Minute to win
with
it.
carts.
Yeah.
That's gonna be you in a second.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be you. So pick all that stuff up and patreon.com/mega64. Great way to support the show and also watch a ton of exclusive stuff. We've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of exclusive material. All the reaction streams we've done this week to all the it's not E3, but like E3 week, to like Summer Game Fest, the Xbox presentation that happened today. All of that are videos where we're kind of watching those presentations. That's behind our Patreon. Also, we have extra footage from when we went to Super Nintendo World. We have new episodes of Movie Club, Sean's Record Club, multiple weekly shows, and a ton of extra stuff from the vault. Patreon.com/mega.
Yeah.
Derek, did you ever see the Twisted Metal trailer?
No.
Oh, shit. We gotta get a
I watched
reaction.
it a second time.
You did not.
I was like, was it as bad as yeah, it was as
I
bad as I
need,
remember.
I cannot wait.
Hey, whenever our presentate where we watch an event, like we did it for the Apple thing, but we didn't include the video. So that's just on YouTube. We uploaded that to YouTube. You can watch that. But whenever we include the stream, like video, picture in picture, whatever,
Sure.
I always put it behind Patreon because I just don't want any copyright tomfoolery. And I've had a lot of people tell me like, dude, people upload those all the time. It's not, you're reacting to it. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, okay. And then this week, everyone ate their words because the Twisted Metal clip got struck on all these channels because of Sweet Tooth beating
Cisco.
up Captain America into a slot machine.
It was violence?
That clip, it was copyright struck by NBC Universal for having a clip of a peacock show.
Oh, it was just because it was actually footage of the
They just default struck it. So anyway, we ain't playing that game. You can watch that. NBC, don't watch this plug, but that's all behind our Patreon.
Yeah.
There it is.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, yeah, we'll wrap up the main show then. Thank you again, Jack.
Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for
thank
coming
you for having
by.
me.
That was fun.
Johnny, you want to chime in on Johnny? What'd you think of Jack on the show tonight? Give your honest take.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed
All right,
it.
you got
that
Pretty good.
Pretty good for Johnny.
He's usually like not.
Yeah, he doesn't like anyone.
That's high energy for Johnny.
He's
I'm honored. All
If
right.
I
Thanks,
ever
Johnny.
ask him how I did, he goes, meh.
Yeah.
So that was what you just got.
Wow.
Pretty lucky.
That's like the thumbs up from.
Hey, Johnny, how did Sean do tonight?
Could do a little better.
Fuck, I knew
There
it.
is. See,
Sorry, buddy.
I see his
That's
thumb
rough.
going
I'm
like
gonna get
that.
you next week, Johnny. You're gonna love me.
Dude, he was like, psh.
All right, stick around for the after show if you want more with Jacksfilms coming up.
You want.
You want.
They definitely want.
You want.
You
Turn it
want.
off. What are you waiting for?
Don't tease me.